Do not attempt to adjust your programming. You are now listening to B-Movies and Beyond.
Pew, pew, pew. Pew, pew. Pew, pew. You gotta space the pews out. You can't just onslaught pewing.
It was space. Pew, pew,
Pew, pew, pew, pew. Unless you're rapid fire, then. Pew, 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 pew. See, right there, that would be the pew, pew, pew.
That'd be a lot. A lot. Oh, well, welcome in, everyone. One and all, the B-Movies and Beyond. Hi, Ryan.
Oh, hi, Peter.
How's it going?
Oh, it's you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Tuesday night, man. It's weird.
You know, that's how you just know that you and I are on the same page. I didn't even get the text message. I just looked over at my phone and it said record tonight, and I was like, man, he just read my mind.
That's right.
I got some work to do tomorrow, so in the evening, so that kind of helps out. And it's just been a very quick week so far. Shout out to my dad who just got carpal tunnel surgery and took it like a boss. He was awake. Did you know they do that?
No, I did not know they did that awake.
Yeah, they just localized it, laid his arm out, he was awake, cut him open. He said he felt some weird stuff going on, and then like 30 minutes later, he was out walking around. I was like, wow, okay. Must not be that bad.
What do they have to do? I don't even know. Like, do they just have to like kind of release the tendons or something?
You act like you don't know, but you know exactly what they do.
Well, I'm pretty smart, Ryan.
Intelligent man over here.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad he got that. Glad he's getting fixed up just like you. Just getting all the surgeries to get,
This is a good one. This is a good week. He got his. I get well, I don't have it on right now, but I get confirmation that I could take my arm cast off thing. And hopefully we're just at the home stretch of this shit because I'm tired of it.
I bet. I'm sure that brace thing is not fun. So
it is fun because it generates questions and I got to tell stories. You know me, I love to talk. However, it's not fun when it's just kind of like weighted and like I'm just like shouldered like this. I'm just.
Are you? I'm not. You still have to sleep with it every time.
Yes. Yes. Have I been? No. But have I been in pain? No. So, but yes, I should have it. But I want to get a left one. I don't want to need a left one. I want to get a left one. That way I can use it for some sort of like Comic-Con costume in the future.
Well, I hope you get it. Maybe ask your doctor. I mean, while you're at it, you should just get another surgery and get those other claws put in.
That's true. Ooh.
Yeah.
That is a very, very good point.
There you go. Well, glad everyone's doing well. And it sounds like you're moving right along and you're gonna get your brace removed, since it seems like you already kind of prescribed it. You're like, I'm done. Yeah.
Yeah. My dad, he's like, hey, so when can I pull my stitches out? And I'm like, you shouldn't pull your stitches out.
No, just tell me the date. I'll take them out. That's great. That's awesome.
He's a crazy guy. How have you been, Peter? You've had a couple wild weeks, and I see that you were at some sort of wrestling thing. Made me a little jealous.
Oh yeah, so I think we've talked about him before. It was Colby's birthday over the weekend. He's a 420 baby.
Did not know that.
Yeah, and so
I did know that. He mentioned that at the last wrestling thing.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah. Shares the day with Hitler. But so Saturday we went and got to see Carter, our 14-year-old. He went and got to play at in Power Field.
Oh, cool.
Played some football there on the field, and that was kind of cool. He actually got on the offense this time and did a good job. And so that was Saturday, and then on Sunday night, he's like, hey, there's wrestling the next night. I'm like, you want to go? I'm like, sure, it's your birthday. And so I don't know. You ever been to like the Primo? I think it's called Primo Wrestling. That it was at the Roxy in
I
Denver.
know he's told me about it in the past, but I have never been. I do know friends who are photographers there for the event, and one of my old radio host guys is he was a referee, I want to say.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but
Oh,
I have
man.
never been. So it's at the Rock. Where's the Roxy at?
Man, you're asking these tough questions. I didn't drive, so it's just downtown, man.
Where is the Roxy? I've heard of the
It's just
Roxy.
like, it's downtown, but just like north a little bit, like kind of out of the big buildings and everything. So pretty close to that. But yeah, that was a fun time, just like the Lucha Libre and laughs, like, it just kind of ramps up and up and it just got nuts, man. It got really wild there. Uh,
Wasn't this weekend supposed to be the free weekend for Lucha Libre and Laugh? But they didn't
oh,
do it because it was cold.
yeah, there was supposed to be something at like a dispensary, like an outdoor event for wrestling, but yes, it was canceled. So it's postponed.
I am a liar. I've been to the Roxy plenty of times. It's right by Cervantes.
Yeah, yeah, it makes sense. I mean, pretty popular place, and dude, it was kind of cool. Like you're just right there in the action, man.
I love it.
You
See,
get so close, like so close, you can get hit by a stop sign.
wait, did that happen?
Yes, dude. They're like the last event was like what do they call it? Mayhem, the bloodbath. I don't know. But they put all these
Death match?
Yeah, I guess a death match. Yeah, and like there's gonna be blood, and then they put like stop signs out there, all kinds of other metal things, like folding chairs, like all kinds
Yes.
of things to like just beat up each other. And this one guy goes and like
Oh, street fight.
smacks. Is this? I guess he smacks the stop sign on this guy, and it flies out of his hands and smacks this girl in the face. Yeah, we were like we were like, oh man, was that like supposed to happen? We were just kind of staring and watching, and then like she started just kind of like just wobbling a little bit, and the guy just kind of grabbed her and they sat her down, and the match doesn't stop, right?
No.
It has to continue, but like some other refs ran over, and the event staff came, and like the main announcer like checked on her, and then like they gave like the okay that like, hey, the audience is okay. and we all cheered. So man, it was they just never disappoint. Like always at the first match, I'm always like, oh dude, what am I getting in for? Like what is this shit? And then it just gets better and better and better and just gets crazy. And man, they know how to do it. They know how to do it.
Peter, I love that and you know what? Like this is the exact experience I want you to have for wrestling. I don't want you to be the guy who's like, "Hey, did you watch Monday Night Raw? Hey, did you watch NXT? Hey, did you watch this? Hey, did you want this?" I like that you go and experience the local stuff. Just because you're getting like the absolute I guess the worst thing about it is if you go to one of these big events like WWE or AEW, you might
Yeah.
kind of be disappointed because you're not so close in the crowd. You're in an arena full of people, and you really just got to kind of sit back and just like take the show for what it is. The local stuff, Lucha Libre and Laugh, and what you just saw is it's just like you said, it just gets more and more intense right away.
Yeah, dude. It's just a lot of fun, man. Like they do everything that they want to do. It cracks me up. It's awesome.
Well,
But yeah, that was my weekend. It was good, and we got a great episode.
I love that. We do have a great episode. We're catching up on a lot of trailers. Just one that we talked about. And then wait, we got to talk about some good ones. Let's just kind of sneak peek. Deadpool and Wolverine dropped on Monday. Monday was a great day for Colorado history. Deadpool and Wolverine trailer came out, Broncos uniforms, and the Nuggets just won. I don't know how that's all connected. But
It is it was just a good day. It was a good Monday.
we got a
That's all.
Wilson, not a Wade Wilson, but we got a Zach Wilson.
I don't know. That wasn't that great of news, but
Yeah, that was
entertaining.
interesting. That was interesting. But Peter, let's get into what else about this episode.
Well, you know, I'm excited for the reviews, man. Like I
Oh yeah.
actually kind of got tricked into watching something, but I'm really excited to talk about that Hunt. And then you're posting on Instagram and everywhere that we need to see Monkey Man, and you're talking about that, so I'm excited.
Movie. I saw the trailer. We saw the trailer, and I was like, all right, I think I'm in. Watching the movie, fantastic. Oh my gosh. We'll talk about that later. Yeah, and I got great news for you, and that is later on in the episode.
Okay. All right. Can't wait. Let's get into it.
With a quick question.
What? How? Why? I have so many questions!
You know what I'm really excited about is how we planned a little bit and we're making this all tie into one another.
You're a man with a plan, and I appreciate that.
I saw the dots and I knew how to connect them.
Well, Peter, I have a question for you, and it ties into our news because there's a couple things happening in theaters right now, and we're starting to see not just like the independent ones do these, but you're starting to see like this is a theme. There's Spider Mondays. Every Monday you got to watch a Spider-Man movie. All the way from the original Spider-Man 1, 2, 3, the Raimi trilogy, to Amazing Spider-Man, and then the most recent Tom Holland's Spider-Man. I forgot his name. With that being said, how do you feel about movie trilogies or anthologies making a return to the big screen for special events like this?
I mean, why not? You know, like I mean, the fact that you're bringing this up and this, you know, goes from the news like straight, like, dude, it won the box office. Like, that's nuts. Spider-Man 2 led the way.
Right?
Like
$870,000 for a movie that came out in 2004.
Yeah. What was the whole weekend? Oh, so that was just for Monday. So Monday it made that much. Does it stay out the whole week or just the Mondays?
So that's a great question, because when I was looking at Alamo, because I was just like, I keep on seeing Spider-Man pop up, but when is it out? And let's see, Spider-Man 2. If I could get tickets, they have some showings tomorrow at 3:45, and then some on Thursday. So they are having them throughout the week as well. So I don't think it's just a Monday thing. I think it's just kind of like a, hey, go see Spider-Man Monday, but you can see it throughout the week. Let me tell you this. I check whatever movies and theaters are playing at Alamo, and the 7:00 showing for Spider-Man, the original one, was almost sold out. And it was a decent sized theater. I was laughing at this. I was like, this is Spider-Man. I can watch this at home plenty of times. I know what's going on. I've seen this. But does it make a big difference to see it on the big screen again, Peter?
Yes and no. You know, I don't, for me, like, this isn't the movies, right? It's gonna be really interesting to see what Spider-Man 3 does.
Right.
But like I get it, you know, like there's this something, and I get a little bit jealous. I'll be honest, like you going to the movie theaters so much and seeing all these movies, I'm like, man, I remember those days. Like it's fun, you know, like I enjoy it, the atmosphere, everything, and so I get people wanting to go back into the movie theaters. So I've only done it for like a handful of things. I especially like the really old movies that like maybe I didn't get to see in a movie theater before. Like I went and saw like Ghostbusters once. They did like a re-release of that, and I went and saw the original Ghostbusters movie theaters because I was too small when it came out.
Right.
And like that was amazing. You know, I never had that experience. So like this kind of stuff is cool. I've always thought about, like when they did like I don't know if they did this for like all the Avengers movies, but didn't like the first Avengers movie, like they re-released all the movies that like the 10 movies leading up to Avengers. And part of me kind of was like, I wonder if I want to take that challenge. I want to go see every single one and then go see Avengers. Like that'd be kind of cool. But that's a lot. Then I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's a lot right there because weren't they? Yeah, you mentioned they were challenges. They were paying people to sit through those entire movies,
Yeah.
like thousands of dollars. I'm like, yeah, that actually sounds like a good deal, but that's almost like 10 plus hours worth of content for you watch a new one.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. Like, I like challenges like that. I did 365 days of movies,
True.
Like it'd be kind of cool. Like, so I get it. I get the gimmick. But wait, why are they doing the Spider-Man movies? Is there a new one coming out this year? No, it's next year.
That's the thing about this. I don't know why they're doing this.
Huh.
I haven't found any rhyme or reason. You know what? I don't know any rhyme or reason why they're doing this. It just it was like, here's Spider Mondays. Sony
Yeah.
announced that all 8 live action Spider-Man movies are swinging back into select theaters weekly for Spider Mondays. But why?
I don't know. Did you, when they re-released the original Star Wars trilogy with all the new like CGI and stuff, did you go see all those?
I did.
See?
And actually that came out right around the time it was Jeremy's birthday, and we went for his birthday party.
Nice.
And I remember because his parents gave us little micro machines, like as like birthday gifts, all of us. And I lost mine in the theater, and I was mad.
Sorry.
Still kind of mad about that. I stole someone else's at the party, but
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. So
yeah, so it works. The gimmick works.
is it a gimmick? Like, see, okay, you said something there too, because you said you kind of get jealous that I go to these movies so often. I I don't want it to be a gimmick. I love the fact that, like, okay, the day I missed Ninja Turtles, I would love to see Ninja Turtles 1990 back in the
dude.
movie theater, right?
Yeah.
I missed that because I was running late from a trip in the mountains. I was so bummed about it, but I was like, that experience, because I didn't see the first one in the movie theater. I saw the second one in the movie theater.
Dude, I go see all 3 of those original ones in the theater again.
I would
The only one
marathon
I can I'm trying to think. I definitely remember seeing Ninja Turtles 3 in the theater. I'm pretty sure I must have saw Secret of the Ooze, but I don't remember the first one though. So yes, I would love to go see that. Let's make it happen.
Let's make it happen. I want to see more Ninja Turtles. Yeah, I mean, dude, even Back to the Future. Like, there's a whole generation of people who love this old content, that never saw it in the movie theater, and I think that's pretty important. And I think movie theaters need to cater to their audience, and I think we've been saying this for a while. It's the popcorn buckets. They should start having merchandise where you can buy this merchandise as you go see these movies.
Even the old movies?
Oh, I think so. How Spider Mondays, would that not be cool if you got like a commemorative Spider-Man web shooting cup bucket thing where you can stick your hand in a web trap for your popcorn? No, that turns into another freaking Dune popcorn. Fuck it.
Yeah, another sex popcorn bucket. I mean, that takes a lot of marketing there, but I like where you're going with it.
Well, dude, wasn't Alamo owned by Mondo? Mondo did limited edition releases of vinyls, so you can buy like LPs, you could buy soundtracks. Like, that'd be cool to have that kind of merchandise in those kind of stores. Like, really niche. Like, okay, they have X-Men 97 statues. Have you ever seen these? They're like this big they're huge X-Men 97 statues. They're $200 a piece, but like they're highly detailed, and it comes with tons of accessories. I would love an X-Men marathon that, if I bought this figure, I'd go watch X-Men movies, something like that. I don't know. Just tie
Oh,
in.
I like that. If I
Yeah.
paid extra for a figure, like a something, and you guys see the movie too on the big screen, hell yeah. I'm okay. If they
That'd be
did
fun.
something like that, that'd be cool. That'd
Or
be cool.
shirts or hats. Alamo's doing a really good job about merchandise. AMC needs to kick it up a notch.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that's the thing. Like Alamo always does these retro movies. Like they have a lot of fun in their movie theater.
It's like a party. I walked in there and there was a comedy show going on. I was like,
Nice.
what is going on here? I just went to go see Monkey Man. Oh yeah, I said we were going to talk about Monkey Man. Sorry.
Yeah. You're not spoiling anything. So, all right. So I guess the conclusion that we came to is that yes, we like these anthologies being released.
I
Or
love it.
movies just being re-released.
Get your seats, get your butts in the seats. Because you're making money off the beer, you're making money off the food, you're making money off the merch. It's those add-ons that people love and appreciate because it's an experience. B movies and beyond needs to be on the forefront of that somehow. Pajamas. B movies beyond pajamas.
I don't know why we don't have those.
That's a good idea. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's get into the news.
Let's get into it.
News.
Why we talked about this, because we did mention it in our question. Spider-Man 2 wins big in its return in the box office. So Spider-Man Mondays, put on by Sony in select theaters. Every Monday they're releasing a Spider-Man movie that you can watch in a movie theater. Peter, how much did this make? Did we say $805K on Monday?
Yeah, from Box Office Mojo, they say $808,695.
That
It was the
is
top earner for that day, and I can't wait to see what comes in the next couple. I mean, like, it beat out Abigail, Godzilla, like all the new movies. It just, and I don't. That is, dude, almost $1 million there in one day for a re-release.
You know what sucks though? That just proved Sony was right. Like Sony's like, yeah, we can make shitty Spider-Man movies, and people will still go see them.
This is Spider-Man 2, man. This is like probably one of the best ones.
It really was.
Like that's why I was trying to find what the first one did, but I don't know how to go back that far on Box Office Mojo. So,
you mentioned something there that for that day it beat out movies that just released. And this is the other piece of news is the box office just endured one of the worst weekends of the year so far.
oh yeah, they're worried. Which, dude, it's kind of nuts, man. Abigail came out. I want to see that. What is this? The really long titled one that I can't.
Ungentlemanly Warfare.
Yeah, like I hear that's really good too, and that came out and didn't do that well. Godzilla's still out there. Ghostbusters is still out there. Come on, guys, we need to give more money to Ghostbusters.
I agree.
I just like I don't know why those movies, like why it was just so slow. Like what was going on this weekend? And then Monday hits, like, oh shit, we need to go see Spider-Man 2.
Forget all these other movies. Spider-Man 2 just came out.
Yeah.
Dude, however, Spider-Man 2 was a really good movie. And was it one of the first like major box office movies that just like nailed it? Or was that just like one of the first like comic book ones? It was comic book because Titanic killed it back. The early mid 90s killed it as well. But no, Spider-Man fucking railed the box office back in the day, dude.
Oh yeah. Dude, every single one topped the last one. Even the third one made tons of money.
Funny story about the third one. Were you with me?
Oh yeah, we saw the midnight showing of that.
And then they delayed it multiple times, and we ended up watching. No,
Oh
you got
yeah,
it. Did you get into the midnight one? And I ended up watching the one at 4 a.m.
I think so. Because dude, there's no way I stayed up to 4 a.m.
Peter, I remember leaving the movie theater, and I had work on a Saturday the next day, and I drove from Dave and Buster's out of Spider-Man 3, and the sun was coming up, and I had to drive all the way back to work and power through work because I was up all night trying to watch Spider-Man.
Dude, that's yeah, you're more dedicated than me. So I just found it. I found when the Spider-Man re-release came out on the April 23rd no, that's wrong. What 15th, last Monday. It came in third, not the top one, but it made $681,000. So I mean, re-release, not too bad. It beat out, a lot of these other ones. Civil War had the top spot, and then Godzilla, and then Spider-Man. So I mean, coming in third, and now first, like that's pretty impressive.
The thing is, that's something that can gain some steam, which if people catch wind that they're doing this, that might make Mondays a reason to go to the movie theaters, you know?
Yeah, that's you got a good point there. I mean, if you can, yeah, it's interesting. So Spider-Man, dude, I clicked on the next day of the box office, gone, nowhere. Was not there on Tuesday. So it's gonna be interesting to see how Spider-Man 2 does if on a second day.
Well, I know it's still playing on Alamo, but that might be an Alamo thing.
Well, yeah, but shouldn't it still collect the data and tell us what it made? Like, dude, there's like so many movies I never even heard of that they got numbers for. Literally, they have one, the 35th made $52 on the 16th. Like that's
What movie did?
That's the Demon Slayer Kimitsu no Yabi.
$52. I like that.
Yeah,
Okay.
Madam Web. Somehow Madam Web made 57 on that day. So like they're going deep. They're going deep here, and I don't see Spider-Man, so it's interesting.
Yeah, Spider-Man 2 is still, you could still see it. You could still see tomorrow, which, I mean, if you want to look at my map over here, the entire center row is blocked off.
Yeah, well, okay.
Wait, what?
I just don't. Maybe
If you
it
go to
died down
Littleton,
so much.
the entire freaking theater is almost empty.
Maybe Spider-Man 2 is where it's at. That's weird.
That's tomorrow. Yeah. No, people are going to this. That's interesting. Interesting. And we have playoff hockey and basketball going on, like in Colorado. Why are people watching this stuff?
Not everywhere is Colorado, Ryan.
I don't know that.
I
Don't know that.
All
I just
right.
know the universe and Colorado.
Yeah.
That's it.
What other news do we have?
I thought I'd throw this in here because is this just recent, or has Quentin Tarantino always been a diva?
Oh yeah, always. I think
Okay.
always.
Tarantino's canceled final movie could have built a meta cinematic universe. So basically, this movie was going to be the movie critic, and he was going to tie into all his other movies with Brad Pitt and The Hateful Eight and tie everything kind of together. But scripts were leaked, and he wasn't happy about that, and he was like, "Nope, not going to make it."
Isn't that what happened with the Hateful Eight? And then he just rewrote it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh.
I think he leaks them on purpose if he doesn't want to make them.
I could see that. I don't know. That's crazy. I never try to go find that script. I guess I just don't care enough. And like, I get Quentin Tarantino. Like, I think he is really good at what he does, but and I think I've talked about this before in this podcast. Is that like he's kind of like a Kevin Smith.
Mhm.
Like you either love what he's doing or you're gonna hate it, right? Kevin Smith is like he kind of ties it in, and he knows talks about comic books all the time, right? He ties in those things that he likes in his movies, and like that's kind of the same thing that Quentin does, but you have to like those same things that he likes. You gotta like these kind of quirky, really a lot of dialogue movies that, in my opinion, sometimes move way too slow, and that's my case with Quentin Tarantino.
He likes making movies about movies and movies.
True.
Like you said, Kevin Smith does comic book. He likes to do comic book style stuff. Kevin Smith is like you said, dialogue and like it has to play out like a movie.
Yeah. Well, dude, he's a cinema nut, man. He
Right.
loves the movies. So like it makes sense. Like, and I think you do see it. And sometimes I just think it's too much. So that's just me. I know people love his work. It's just a little bit too much for me. Like, to me, it's a one and done type deal. So
I used to be a huge fan of Quentin Tarantino. But his last movies to me just kind of fell short. So I honestly don't care if he makes another one or not.
I'm sure he probably will. I think you're right. He is a diva. He's upset. And then he's gonna get the itch, and he's gonna write something and he's gonna want to direct it. So he'll be back. He'll be back.
I mean, if there's any script where you could put Selma Hayek's foot in my mouth, then I would write a script. That's still that little nugget in news just still blows my mind. Yeah, we're gonna have the stripper dance on the table, and she's gonna put her foot in the guy's mouth and pour tequila in his mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Who are we gonna have do that? Me.
I wrote it. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that he hasn't written himself into more movies
lately, right?
Yeah, I don't think has he. He hasn't really done it. It's interesting.
Maybe he's looking old and he doesn't like what he looks like. What's Quentin Tarantino look like?
Dude, to me, he looks the same as he always has. I don't know, just kind of old man, in my opinion.
He looks like who's that actor in The Man of Steel? Michael Shannon.
Oh, yeah, he does kind of look like Michael Shannon. You're right.
Yeah. Well, good thing there's a lot of other directors out there making movies. Speaking of new directors, have you seen that Zoe Kravitz? A lot of daughters are making movies lately. Is this a Hollywood trend? Because M. Night Shyamalan's daughter is making a movie too. Zoe Kravitz or Lenny Kravitz's daughter's making a movie.
Yeah, I mean, I know what you're saying. I just found it really entertaining because of the fact that every female out there is someone's daughter.
Sophia Coppola.
But yes, it's just what was it? Robin Williams' daughter. She just made a movie.
Zelda Williams.
Yeah. It's just you just meant Hollywood daughters. I got
daughters just making movies.
Yeah. It's just I don't know how else you are called a daughter if well yeah. So yeah, she's making a movie, huh?
Making a movie called Blink Twice. And Channing Tatum.
Of course.
He hasn't been around for a while, has he?
Yeah, because he's dating her.
Oh, is that why?
Yeah.
Fucking nepotism. That's not nepotism. That's family, huh?
Yeah. I just I don't get it, dude. So not too long ago, I don't know why, but I was watching lip sync battles, and him and his ex-wife are on there, and holy shit, his ex-wife is hot as hell.
Channing Tatum?
Yeah.
All right, let me look this up. Why you tell the story?
And I was just kind of blown away. I was like, why did he divorce her? You know, and now he's with Zoe, which I'm just gonna say she's not for me. I didn't like her as Catwoman. I just don't really like her, I guess. I don't find her attractive, you know? But again, maybe that's just me. And so I'm just kind of blown away that he divorced this very attractive woman that's the mother to his child and now is with Zoe. So I don't know. You tell me what you think when you see her.
Yeah, I wouldn't. She's beautiful. And yeah, you're right about Zoe Kravitz. Like, why? I mean, Zoe Kravitz sometimes looks like she should be in Beetlejuice. I mean, she's attractive, but she's you said it best. She's not for me. It's like, what's this Zendaya thing going on, dude? People are like obsessed with Zendaya. And Zendaya's just not for me, dude. She
Yeah,
like
I
forever
feel.
looks like she's like a 13-year-old girl to me.
Mhm.
And not even like a
Some people like
she
that.
she looks like a tomboy 13-year-old girl, dude. I just
Yeah.
like she has that new movie coming out. People are trying to hype up and they're like, "Oh yeah, Challengers is gonna be a great movie." Movie looks like it sucks, dude.
I don't even know what it is, so I don't
Like,
know.
do you have any interest in seeing this movie?
I don't know what it is, so no.
I don't know. Apparently
Or you
she's
mean blink twice?
a famous Oh yeah. Well, let's talk about Hey, you know what, Peter? You know what that means? We
Should we
can get
Hey,
into
wait, hang on. I gotta make a slight correction about Quentin Tarantino.
Okay.
I just looked up to see like what he's actually done as an actor, and okay, so I'm wrong. Like he does do stuff. like like actually there's quite a bit of voice stuff. I guess he did a voice in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. He was the narrator in Hateful Eight. Did not know that. He was in Django Unchained. He was in Glorious Bastards. He was in Death Proof. So, oops. He's in there. He's in there quite a bit. So I guess he does do it every once in a while.
Well, how do
I
we
see
fix
the
this?
how do we fix what?
2019 is the last time we've seen him.
Well now he's doing like he's in some he does I don't know. He does all these voices. What is this? There's like a show called Super Pump and he does the voice. He does his voice like so I guess that's more his thing now. Yes, I guess you're right where he doesn't quite show up in the movies, but he has no problem talking over it. No issues there.
No, that man loves to talk and hear himself talk.
Oh, maybe that's what happened. That's what's changed. So,
well, he's done a lot of shit. Good for him. I like that if you go to his Wikipedia, it says Quentin Tarantino's unrealized projects. So
I'm sure there's tons of them.
Yeah. He was supposed to do a
Sure.
Luke Cage film, The Man from U.N.C.L.E. Oh my god. Silver Surfer, apparently. Green Lantern.
Dude, the guy, I just think he just
Iron
talks
Man.
and he's like, oh yeah, that'd be really cool. And then, people just like, oh, Quentin Tarantino wants to do this movie. And then obviously he does not. So,
Oh my gosh, he's been attached to a lot of stuff. I wonder if he just puts his name on there, like, so it can hype up the movie.
maybe, but like, dude, when was the
Star
last
Trek?
time he's ever directed something that's not his? Like, it's
Never.
exactly. It's been forever. So I just
When's the
don't
last-
think he
yeah.
has an interest in that.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
could you imagine him writing like a Marvel movie and directing it? Like, I
Well-
don't know what that would be.
I'm going through the list and like he was attached to Iron Man. He was attached to James Bond, Star Trek. Like those aren't movies you really see Tarantino tied to. Yeah, I could not imagine. Maybe Ant-Man would be a cool Tarantino movie.
I don't know, man. I don't
No.
know.
No, it'd
Yeah.
have to be like maybe the Fantastic Four would be cool because it would have to take place in like the 60s.
Maybe, dude. Just his style is just. I don't know. I don't know if it fits. You know what? I take that back. The thing that I feel like he could do is do a Spider-Man noir movie
with Nicolas Cage.
with Nicolas Cage, of course.
Dude, did
So
we just fix Hollywood?
I think so. I think he's gonna hear this. He's gonna be like, "Damn, that's my final movie." Peter, B Movies and Beyond got it right.
They're so damn smart.
Yeah, I'm on it. And they'll send us a script, and then we'll probably leak it, and then he'll be pissed off and not do it. So,
Oh shit. Well,
all right.
speaking of transitions, let's talk about some movie trailers. We got quite a bit.
Let's do it.
Here are some exciting coming attractions from
B-movies and beyond.
We got some trailers.
I mean, did we cover Blink twice? Like, I don't.
No,
I
we
gotta
didn't.
be honest. I didn't finish the trailer. I was like, oh, okay. I stopped watching.
I just wanted to bring it up. Like, it seemed like a murder mystery at first, but then it ended up kind of playing out like Saltburn would, but not as creepy.
I mean, it looked funny. A lot of big names in it. It looked like so. She's pulling some strings. It seems like, and of course, Channing Tatum's the centerpiece. So,
One actor I wanted to point out was Haley Joel Osment with a dick on his forehead.
He's good. He's like making his like comeback in a sense. And if I believe there's a movie out there called Sex Education that he stars in. It's pretty funny actually. I don't know. You go ahead. Like there's a TV show, but I'll find out what that title is with him. But what else do we got?
What else do we got? We'll go backwards. Hitman is coming out with I always forget his name.
Oh, Glenn Powell.
Glenn Powell.
Because he's in
You know what?
everything.
Yeah, they after Top Gun, they just pumped this guy in every movie possible.
Yeah,
I
dude,
keep on
like,
confusing him with Arnie Hammer, but then I
yeah.
realized Arnie Hammer is like should never show his face in society again.
Yeah, he's in trouble, right?
Yeah, for like cannibalism or something, right?
Is it really cannibalism?
Like there was some weird old text that he was like into it, and his family, like he comes from a super wealthy family and weird shit. But yeah, look, a year and a half after Arnie Hammer was first accused of sexual misconduct and possible cannibalism,
That's possible. Wow. Okay.
the disgraced actor is once again making headlines for reportedly losing his wealthy family's financial support, switching career paths, and taking on a job selling timeshares at the Cayman Island resort. Oof.
Could you imagine if you went to a timeshare and you walked into him? Like, what the hell?
Like, where's Henry Cavill? Is this the man from Uncle?
Yeah, I always got him confused too. Oh man.
Ooh, well, good thing we have Glenn Powell because he's a much better version of Arnie Hammer.
Good. I found out that movie it's Sex Ed with Haley Joel Osment. So I was so close. Just needed to take off some of the letters. Guess what else I found out though as I was scrolling through this?
What else did you find out? I like this.
Dude, he did the voice for one of the animated people that we really love in a series that we really love, but it was the movie version of it. Actually, I guess we didn't really like this series. It was okay. Okay. He was Casey Jones in Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the movie.
Haley Joel Osment?
Yeah.
What?
Oh man, yeah, he was the voice of Casey Jones. That just cracked me up. So, all right, we got off topic. Sorry.
Oh yeah, Hitman. That's coming out. Looks okay.
That's right.
This one looks pretty damn interesting. Trapped. Josh Hartnett takes his daughter to a concert. This is all in the trailer. Then he goes to the merch table and asks one of the merchants. He's like, "Hey," notices that there's like police, SWAT team, barricade, stuff like that. And he goes, "What's going on over here?" And he's like, "Well, I'm not supposed to tell you, but there's a serial killer, and they know he's at this concert, and it's basically they set it up to trap him." What you find out in the trailer is Josh Hartnett is that serial killer.
Yes.
From that right there, holy shit. That might be the best description of an M. Night Shyamalan movie I've watched of a trailer. I just want to know what the twist is. Maybe the twist is there is no twist, and this is just a normal movie.
Well, do you want to hear something that a rumor I heard?
Yeah.
I heard something that potentially this is the twist is some type of weird sequel tie-in per se, just like how Split was connected to Unbreakable. This one I've heard people talk about, this is connected to The Sixth Sense. So I think this is very, very, vague. You gotta take this with a grain of salt. But I was like, well, that's an interesting concept. But I don't know why all the police would be there if he was dead or something, But also then I thought, well, maybe that's the tie-in. Like, dude, what if we were just talking about Haley Joel Osment? What if he pops up? He's like, still, I see 10 people.
Oh my god!
And the guy is watching some show. Like, I don't know, man. Like, it just kind of it cracks me up. Like, I thought the trailer looked good. I think it's kind of interesting, the concept, but at the same time, I'm like, I can't. I was like, wait, how did they find out that he's going to be at this concert? And then why do they think this is the perfect opportunity to catch him at a concert with thousands of people?
Right.
Like, M. Night, like, what are you thinking? Like, that seems like a terrible idea. Like, it's probably going to work somehow because there's going to be tons of, running around and everything and places for him to hide. And that's going to be cool. And like, that's kind of an interesting backdrop. But why would the cops decide that's the best time to do it? They know who he is. You hit him at the house. Like, what's going on?
That's a very good point. Just get him before. Why would they put on this elaborate show just to track him and his daughter around?
That's exactly like, we know who he is. We're gonna find him in this gigantic crowd, and then I just imagine like some like street cops like, why don't we just get him right before he gets into the place, or why don't we just get him at his house? No. That's just too easy. Like,
no way. We need all our tax dollars into SWAT. Like, this is not even like he's just there to enjoy the concert. Like, he doesn't have any weapons or whatever.
exactly.
It seems very excessive.
Yeah.
You watch the SWAT trucks rolling up to an arena.
Yeah.
Like,
and then how are you supposed to lock down the whole arena? Like, you need so many people. I feel like there's so many ways out of there
to be in on it too.
Yeah, like, it's just, and then that's probably the worst place to try to do it. What if he tries to take hostages? Like, the whole concept just does not make sense to me. But at the same time, like, I want to see it because from that trailer, I thought Josh Hartnett looked really good. I liked how he was all happy-go-lucky being a dad, and then he switches gears. Like that part where he's like in the bathroom staring at like one of his, kidnapped victims, like on a camera. Like, dude, like that blank stare. I was like, oh yeah, he's got it. Like I want to see him as a bad guy. That's kind of what I'm getting from this, is that hopefully this opens the door and people are like, oh, look at it. He's like the next villain for some movie,
The
but
Sixth Sense.
yeah, maybe. If the twist better be good, because this concept is dog shit.
Now that you kind of put it together, that is silly. That is very excessive. Like, even Gotham City wouldn't put that together for Bane and Batman.
No. Oh man. So, and it's crazy too. Like, I also wonder, if this is just a family thing, right? We have M. Night, he's doing his own movie, his daughter's doing a movie, and his other daughter is the actress doing the singer in this trap movie. So like he's just getting all of them into the biz.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, well, he's got me. I mean, I'm interested.
yeah,
Mostly
but
because Josh Hartnett's like just taking on some good roles where he's like stood out. What? Oh, Oppenheimer. He was awesome in Oppenheimer, dude.
I have not seen it yet. I still just cannot.
3 hours.
Yes, I haven't found the time to dedicate 3 hours.
See, dude, whenever someone tells me like a movie's long, like I need to just tell myself, I need to see this in a movie theater, because there's no shot in hell I'm gonna sit at my home and watch this all the way through.
Yeah,
There's just no way, no way, no way.
no, I
No way.
agree. Yeah, dude, I can't even get through like sitcoms, man, without like pausing now. Like it takes me a long time to get through movies.
Another one I don't know if I'm gonna sit through is Transformers 1. Peter, why are they doing a full CGI origin story of Transformers?
I don't know. And it is so weird. Like, hey guys, were you ever curious about how Optimus Prime and Megatron got their start before they even had those names and they were best friends?
None of that interests me whatsoever.
That was so ridiculous. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. This is what they came up with, that they were best friends. They couldn't even transform. Like they had to go figure out how to transform, and they had weird names like Optimus. No, not Optimus Prime. Like Megatron was named like some number, right?
Yeah.
5 or something. I don't know. Like, the interesting part though, from watching it, and I don't know why I didn't turn it off after I saw that they're like best friends, is like there's actually parts that look kind of funny. And since this is a kids movie, I almost feel like this is ingenious. This is like the Super Mario Brothers, man. This is like all these new movies they're bringing out. I'm just shocked that Chris Pratt's not in it. Maybe he is. But this movie's gonna make money, dude.
They
Like
got the other Chris though, dude.
Oh, Chris Hemsworth. Yeah. So,
oh, it's gonna make and the best thing that they did is they made the characters easy to turn into actual toys. I think that was the biggest problem with the live action Transformers. You bought those action figures and they were just junk.
Yeah,
like some of them didn't even look like a car. Some of them didn't even look like an Autobot. Like you were buying a figure that maybe didn't transform because it was not possible. For kids, good for okay, let them do it. But for me, I don't know if I'd see this in a movie theater. Again, I don't really care too much about the origin story of Optimus Prime and D-16.
Yeah.
And B-127. So, but you know what? We missed a trailer last week, Peter. And I've been having trouble trying to figure out how to say the name of this movie. It is a sequel to Joker, and it's Joker Folie Deux, Folie Deux,
Leodox?
Fo-
Leodox?
Folie Deux,
It's French, right?
French for insanity of two.
Is that really what it means?
That's what it means.
Wow. I like
And when you
that.
watch the trailer, it kind of makes sense. You get some Gaga, you get some Joaquin Phoenix, you get some Arkham, you get some smoking, you get some stairs, you get all kinds of stuff. It's, what was that song that was on there? What the world needs now is love. So you
Oh, yeah.
you get hints that it's a musical. You get hints that it's what do you think? I've been just spitballing little things about it.
Well, dude, because that's the thing. Like, I don't like that trailer. Like, you just saw all these glimpses of, kind of like madness. I don't know what's real. I don't know what's not.
Right.
I am so confused, and I think that's the point of it. Just like almost like at the end of the Joker, where I was a little bit like, "Oh shit, did all that really happen, or what happened and what didn't happen?" Like, I don't know what's going on, and I like that. Like, I think that's what made the first one so good. Now, the whole musical aspect of it, like they've asked Todd Phillips, like, "Is this a musical?" He's like, "I'm not gonna give out anything. It will all make sense when you see it." That's all he says. And so, like, I believe him. They're like, we've heard so much stuff that there's a musical. Is there gonna be a musical number? Probably. That's my guess. Because that's kind of the trailer kind of hinted that there's at least one musical number.
Mhm.
And if it really is all in his head, it makes sense that there's one.
I the based off what we saw, what we've heard, what we've seen, I kind of put together that in their mind, that's when they play out the musical. But when it's live action, you're getting the movie, you're getting the plot of the movie, and they'll break away into these certain scenes of like kind of bliss and like their insanity, where they're like playing out them being a musical. Because Nikki asked the question, she goes, "I didn't think Harley Quinn was a patient in Arkham. Harley Quinn was a doctor in Arkham." But who knows? And that's what I like about this Joker movie series with Todd Phillips. It's not tied to anything. And
Yeah,
I think
not
it's
really.
and I
Yeah.
love that. So let it be what it is.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm fine with it too. I don't really care about her origin story, like it's even this one, like there's been so many different origin stories just for the Joker alone that like they just kind of did their own thing, which I think was fine. They picked a name that was used in the comic books, but besides that, like I think it was kind of its own thing. So, and this one again looks the same way, and can't wait to see it.
I'm in on this one,
Yeah.
especially if I barely know how to say the title.
Yes,
I'm gonna practice it. Folie Deux. Folie
I'm
Deux.
just gonna say Joker 2, please.
Joker 2, please. Speaking about a movie that is a sequel but not a sequel, because there's a debate about this. Deadpool and Wolverine. A lot of people think it's Deadpool 3. However, it's not. It is its own movie. It is Deadpool and Wolverine. Who's the director of this one? I always forget his name.
That's a good question. Because it's not. Oh, it's his Sean something.
Sean Levy. Yeah.
Yeah. It's the guy that did Project Adam and a few of I think Free Guy. He did Free Guy, I believe.
He did Night at the Museum as well.
Yeah, he's
How
done
does he
quite
go? Yeah, how does he go from a big fat liar to Deadpool into a Star Wars movie coming out?
I think I think Ryan Reynolds kind of pushed him forward, and like, dude, like those movies, like Free Guy and everything, like they did really well.
Free Guy was a good one. Adam Project, that was a good one too. Okay. Interesting, because he didn't do Deadpool 1 or 2.
Mm-mm.
Who
No.
was Deadpool 1 or 2, the director of them?
It changed each time. The first one, I believe, was Tim Miller. I
Tim Miller.
believe.
Okay.
Yeah, and the second one, I do not remember.
Tim Miller has only done 2 movies. Wow.
Is that
Inter-
how's that true? Didn't he did what was the first one that he did before Deadpool?
No,
Was it like a
Deadpool was
cop
his first
movie?
one.
Oh, really?
According to IMDb, it's Deadpool and Terminator Dark Fate. And then he's been a producer of all the Sonic movies.
Nice. That's why they're so good.
That's why we got Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
And then Deadpool 2 was David Leitch. And
Oh, okay.
he was Bullet Train, The Fall Guy, and Fast and Furious Hobbs and Shaw, and Atomic Blonde, and a producer of John Wick.
For David Leitch?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But okay, Sean Levy, cool. You know what? I like that they give these. I like that they're switching these directors for these movies. Venom is a case of that too. But okay, what do you thought? What do you think? We get our first actual glimpse of Wolverine in action. What?
I mean, it looks amazing. I mean, I don't, like I said before, I was like, there's no need. Like, they could have stopped with that teaser trailer from Super Bowl, and you have my money. Like, it is cool that I saw more and actually got to see Wolverine this time. So it's a little bit of continuation of that teaser. You also got to see, some cool images, like a gigantic Ant-Man that's dead, that they're using as a base. Like there's some cool shit. And also really just pointing out that this thing is rated R because they're just cursing, like just saying fuck all the time. Like, so that's cool.
And it's not just Deadpool who's cussing, and his
It's
cussing is
everyone.
cool. Like,
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds, whoever's writing the lines for Ryan Reynolds, like he just made Deadpool just seem really, really cool. I mean, Deadpool is really, really cool, but like that first scene where he's like, what did he say? He's like, "Get up, Buttercup," or something, and you saw glimpses of the action scenes of, dude, Wolverine's claws are just jabbing into Deadpool. You're seeing Deadpool shoot into Wolverine. You're seeing stuff that you haven't seen in comic book movies ever.
Yeah. It's gonna be pretty brutal, and I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of stuff that we had no idea was coming. Like, and I kind of hope like they just need to kind of stop. Just use this stuff that they used in this trailer and just do a whole bunch of like 30-second ads for TV. Like, don't show us anything else. Like, again, you had my money before, and you still have my money, and you don't need to do anything else. Don't try to ruin this for me by giving too much. So I kind of hope they just kind of stop now and just gotta wait for July.
Yeah. I gotta wait. Yeah. I'm kind of with you. I'm gonna see another trailer. I know when it pops up, I'm gonna be excited. I'm gonna send it in the group chat. But I don't want it, dude. I actually just kind of want this to be the last one. I love that we get to see a glimpse of the bad guy or bad lady, Cassandra Nova. And if you know anything about her, after watching so much X-Men 97, you learn that she is like a parasite clone of Professor X. Cool.
Oh, that explains how she was No, what?
Yeah.
I thought Professor, like, she was using telekinesis, right?
What does Professor X have?
Just mind control. Like, she was actually like manipulating like a person, like sitting him flying around, didn't she?
She's a mutant with telekinesis and telepathic powers.
Yeah,
who
that's
is
more like
also
Jean Grey.
Look up Cassandra Nova, okay? Jeez.
I'm just saying, Professor X really didn't have that. He just had the mind control power,
All right.
right?
Cassandra is a twin sister of X-Men founder and telepath Charles Xavier. While in the womb together, Charles recognized her evil presence and killed Cassandra, resulting in her stillbirth.
In the
It
womb.
became in the womb, yeah. I don't know that word. That became Cassandra became telepathically entangled with Xavier, granting Cassandra some psionic powers herself, including the ability to exit the womb and create a body. Yeah, see, she's a parasite.
Oh wow, this is nuts.
Yeah, dude. See, I think that's why it's taken so long for Disney to really just hash out X-Men, because X-Men's weird.
Yes,
X-Men's
it
weird.
is.
Like Avengers can be very straightforward with
Yeah.
superheroes, and
Yeah.
X-Men, the sky's the limit, dude.
Oh
Like,
man.
but we saw characters. I don't know how much I want to say, but like you saw Azrael from X-Men First Class. You saw Lady Deathstrike from X2. So you're seeing, and what you're getting from this trailer is Wolverine failed his universe, and Deadpool's trying to bring him into his universe to help save his universe. So we might be getting variants of Wolverine. Oh yeah, the fucking time variants. I lost the name. TVA. Yeah, we saw a glimpse of them again. The guy from Succession, Tom, he's in it.
Mm-hmm.
And
the port, you know, what was interesting is that there was a like a Doctor Strange portal in there, which that's not really a TVA thing. So like, dude, they're gonna go all over the place, and it's just gonna be amazing. Like I think I said it before, where this is like the multiverse movie we've been waiting for Marvel. Like, I don't think Doctor Strange 2 did it well. You know, they kind of they did it good, like in Spider-Man Homecoming in a sense, but it was more just like, hey, you bring characters to my world. This one, you got Deadpool jumping around to these different universes. Like, it's gonna be cool.
I was in on it when the movie was announced, and I'm more in on it. I'm honestly this is like one of those movies where you got to buy your tickets like the moment you can buy them.
Probably.
I think this is gonna be the biggest movie of the year.
Yeah, you might.
Rated R, Disney, Marvel, the biggest movie of the year. I don't see anything else in 2024 being bigger than this.
I think you might be right. Looks amazing. Can't wait.
Do you think it's going to break records? Well, I know it's going to break the rated R comic book record, but do you think it's going to break a major box office record?
I don't know, man, because doesn't Joker hold the record for the highest grossing like comic book movie? Rated R comic book movie?
Yes.
And
Joker kind of led the way for this to be made.
Yeah. Dude, and with Joker 2 coming out, I Joker might take it back, man.
You think so?
Yeah, because I think Joker 2, and just like with the original Joker, it went to a larger audience. Like, I think it did more than just be like for comic book fans. Like that was something like, this is a peek inside of a madman's mind. And I think you're getting a continuation of that. And I could see it just making tons of money for that same exact reason. Because I was kind of like, after I saw Joker, I was like, wow, that was a really good. But at the same time, I was like shocked that it made so much money.
$1.079 billion. Joker, 2019. I think Deadpool's gonna smoke that, dude.
I know, but then you got the Joker coming out, so
I don't think Joker 2 is gonna smoke Deadpool. I'll say it here. I think the fact Joker 2 is gonna be they're touting it as a musical. I think it's gonna be a little pushback.
You think it won't do as well because of that?
Yeah. I don't watch musicals. I don't like him. I'm gonna go see that movie for it being a Joker movie. I'm not gonna see it for it being a musical. I don't go to the movie theater to go watch a musical.
Yeah.
Like,
I just, here's the thing though, is like, yeah, you got Wolverine and Deadpool teaming up, but the Deadpool movies did pretty good, but Logan on its own, it didn't beat out any of the Deadpool movies. So, I know it's gonna be interesting, but it looks amazing. So there you go. All right, let's get into some reviews, Ryan.
oh yeah, we got more to do. Why is it so quiet?
Turn it up.
Still quiet. Reviews. I'm excited about this one.
Which one?
Reviews.
Oh, yeah, me too. Do you? I mean, you teased it. Why don't you go ahead and do Monkey Man?
Bro, Monkey Man was so awesome.
Nice.
Last week, like as we went through this episode, we were talking about like the lowest box office, Spider-Man 2 kicking ass, saw Civil War, enjoyed it, and then always just on that app, I just saw Monkey Man, and Brittany and I just decided, hey, we had a night to ourselves, so why not? Let's go see a movie. And I was like kind of dancing around. I was like, I want to see Monkey Man. I want to see Monkey Man. And she being the sweetest she was just like, let's go see it. You want to see it? I'll see it with you. So I definitely owe her a movie whenever she wants to see one. But dude, it was fun. Action packed. Dev Patel is him as an actor. He is such a good actor. Slumdog Millionaire, he was amazing. What was he in? He was in that Tiger movie, right?
Yeah.
Life
of Pi. I believe.
Life of Pi.
Yeah.
Thank you. He's a lot younger, like in those movies. Well, this one, he's a fucking beast, dude. He gets super physical in this movie. He is, his acting chops are just. Let me just say this, and I'll be honest with you. I don't like Bollywood movies. I can never get into them.
Mhm.
I don't like Indian culture movies. And the reason I don't is because I don't understand it.
Wait, did you see Slumdog Millionaire?
Yeah, like it was okay. But that was a Danny Boyle movie. Like I like Danny Boyle,
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Which and it was okay. Like, and yeah, I saw Life of Pi, but this one is like straight up just nitty gritty Indian, like on the streets of India. Like it's a guy who bad on his luck because how do I tell this story without giving too much away? His village is burned from the government, and there is a police officer that is a major part of it, and his mother is killed, and he seeks redemption. And in doing so, he finds there's a couple of key items that when that happened, he remembered as a child. And he went to pursue those growing up. So he worked his way up, as a dishwasher or a busboy, worked his way up the kind of like it's a hotel kind of thing where, a bunch of debauchery happens. You see a lot of human trafficking going on. You see drugs, and that's very faux pas in India, So, but you see him work his way up, and basically, they've touted this movie that way. He's the John Wick. He's like the Indian John Wick, and the movie plays out that way. He's just badass, dude. Like he's a fighter. So on his side gig, he is he's underground boxer, and he makes his money, and he sways the bets in a way where he knows that he's gonna win. So he kind of tells a couple of the people out in the crowd, like, hey, bet on me at this point, whatnot. So he kind of like sets that up so he can make some money on the side off his fights. Without saying too much, he works his way up there, and he gets his ass handed to him, and he's just you would think at this point like someone would give up, but no, he's determined. And I mean, the cops are after him. It's crazy. Like, I think that's where I want to stop telling you too much about this movie, because it just becomes such a punch in the face, nonstop action. Freaking, this movie's so good, so fast, great fighting, great balance, no over the top bullshit. You know how John Wick's turned into like these crazy fight scenes where they're launching people in there and stuff. None of that. It's nitty gritty, real life fighting, broken bones, using their environment around them, blood, just weapons, just used to beat someone, just to beat someone down, dude. It's gory, not gory, like it's just bloody, and it's brutal. Brutal is the word I'm looking for. This movie is brutal.
Yeah. How is, like, it sounds like the action is amazing, but how is, I mean, this is his first time directing and also writing, right? So how's the actual story, and then how was it shot?
Great question.
Yeah.
Story was beautiful. It was, like I said, I gave away a little bit about the backstory, but it shows his progression and him getting beat up and him still persevering. And dude, he even goes on a spiritual journey where it kind of explains where he needs to go to the next level. So
Oh, he's gonna charge up?
he charges up, Peter. Yes.
Oh man.
For it being a brutal movie like this, you do feel for the characters that pick his side now, you know, like that want to help him with his quest. It's kind of a quest movie.
Yeah.
It's kind of a tower movie.
Okay.
But it doesn't feel like it's just a tower movie. It has elements of a tower movie, a quest movie, and a John Wick. I guess John Wick, it is a direct comparison of John Wick, just
Yeah.
minus the guns. You know,
Yeah.
it doesn't have the gun porn that John Wick does. It is just finite. Cinematography, it's dark, it's gritty, it's underground gangs, it's devious cops, it's quick shots, close-ups, he's dirty. You could see he has cuts, bruises. You could see that India's just a nasty place, like, and then they show the beauty of India. You know, they show the glam and what it is to be rich and powerful, and they show that he needs to work his way up, and destroy that. There's a kind of a side story, but ties in is there's a shift in the political. There's an election going on, so there's, you know, people are running for office, and you can see like the people who are directly involved in destroying his life are are uh are tied into it and tied in very well. They do dirty shit, dude. They, like I said, there's human trafficking, there's drugs, there's prostitutes, there's money laundering, all that stuff. And he's just one man, and he just
Nice.
continues to fuck them up.
Nice. I can't wait.
It's, dude, this is such a good movie. I give him hella credit for directing this way that he did, being the main actor, shopping this around. The story behind this was crazy because it premiered South by Southwest on March 11th, but this was shopped around for a while, and it took I think it was Netflix that bought it.
Really?
Here we go. Netflix, okay. Thunder Road Films had sold the rights to Netflix for $30,000 in 2021, and it was described as John Wick of Mumbai. Netflix felt the film was too gritty for Indian audiences and was concerned about their reaction, so they almost canceled it. And then Jordan Peele came in and put it under Monkey Paw Productions, persuaded Universal to acquire the film from Netflix for under $10 million.
Wow.
So he, you know, even him trying to get this film off the ground kind of parallels how he battled his way through. in the movie.
Yeah, I bet Netflix is regretting that decision.
Given that you could watch it on VOD as of today, so it just came out this month in theaters. You got to run it in theaters, and now you can watch it at home.
Cool.
People who didn't see it in the theaters, watch it at home. You need to watch this movie at home. If you like John Wick, you're gonna love this movie. But it's just fighting. Dude, the backstory behind the Monkey Man is very inspirational too. It is a god in Indian culture, and parallels his character as a kid and him really not having a name and creating his fake identity where he seeks vengeance for his mom.
Okay, nice. Well, I can't wait. I'm glad it's on VOD. That was a pleasant surprise. I had no idea. So I know what I'm going to be doing this weekend. So
You should.
I
And
will.
everybody else should.
Nice. I actually kind of got tricked into watching my movie. I was on Amazon Prime. I was looking for just kind of scrolling through everything. And then I saw Hellfest, which I don't know if you remember Hellfest. That was the one where like they had like a festival and it's all like Halloween themed. Like it looked really cool. Came out like in 2018. I was like, hey, it's been a while. I'll turn that on. And what I ended up watching was not Hellfest. It was it actually turned into the movie called Haunt, which just happenstance. I wanted to see that movie anyways. I wanted to watch it. It was even like in my list, and I just never got around to it and just fell off my radar. And then boom, here it is under in Amazon Prime as Hellfest, when it's not, it's Haunt.
Okay.
I know. It was weird. And I almost like, what? That's not what I wanted to watch. I almost turned it off. But I was like, we'll see where this goes. And it didn't disappoint, man. I loved it. And I didn't know is that so this came out in 2019. It's from the people that also wrote The Quiet Place. A Quiet Place.
Mm-hmm.
And it's actually a team or a duo, maybe that's probably the better way. Brian Woods and Scott Beck, and they also directed this as well, Haunt. And really, I love the concept. So this is what IMDb says. It's on Halloween, a group of friends encounter an extreme haunted house, which I think right around this time I was like really into those extreme haunted houses. I think there was a documentary even about that. So I was like, oh, that's cool. And obviously it promises to feed on their darkest fears, right? Got all these people in clowns, like crazy costumes and everything. And I think we kind of talked about this concept, but basically it turns into deadly. It's a deadly haunted house, right? This extreme haunted house is super extreme where people start dying. Really nicely shot. I thought the practical effects were really good. Acting was good. Like, no one I don't really know these people. I'm trying to think. Like I kind of like here and there kind of recognize them. Like there's Katie Stevens, Will Britton, Andrew Lewis Caldwell. Like he stood out to me. A few others, but no one like really like big in this movie at all. Which I think that's what was good, right? They could focus more on like the little details and make this really good. The other weird concept with this is that so basically all like the haunted house like characters, they all had these masks on, and then when you take off their masks, like they're all like they all did like cosmetic surgeries to their faces.
Oh, okay.
They've taken steps to change their appearance. That's what I was really trying to get to. It was like some did tattoos and piercings, other ones did like some really brutal face reconstruction stuff. Like it was like pretty interesting and actually and decent makeup on these guys. Didn't really quite know how that kind of fell into this whole story, but it was just kind of a neat feature of it. And that's the other thing, like, dude, like, I don't know why they made this like, all right, this extreme haunt and where they're killing, but they, made it seem like they've been doing this for a very long time, and this is the one time where the people start fighting back, and you got your final girl, right?
Okay.
Really cool action. I thought the jumps, I was actually kind of creeped out at times in this movie. They did a pretty good job at doing that. Never jumped or anything, but decent job of just kind of getting under your skin a little bit. Perfectly timed at about 90 minutes. Exactly what you need for this type of flick.
Good time for a movie. Not 20
Yeah.
hours.
No. And then it had a good payoff. I thought how it ended was fun and enough to kind of a quick ending, but at the same time very satisfying ending. So I loved it. Highly recommend it. It is on Amazon Prime too. You might just have to look up Helpfest to actually find it and play it. But it's the 2019 one. So like I went on Amazon and I put it in there again. There's like a 2018 one and there's a 2019. It's the 2019 one, but it is Haunt. It's not Hellfest, it's Haunt. It's so weird. So these two guys, Scott Beck and Brian Woods, though, like they do some good work. I was just kind of looking through some other stuff that they've done, and like they wrote 65. I don't know if you ever watched that one with Adam Driver and the dinosaurs and shit.
Oh yeah, Turok.
Yeah, basically Turok. Yeah, like they did that, which is pretty good. They actually directed that as well. Yeah, some of these other ones I might need to like go back and take a look. Haunt's kind of like the biggest one that stands out to me, and then 65. So I think they showed how good they are, and they got 65. They're moving on up. So,
Hey, check this out. Brian Woods is from here.
nice.
So Scott Beck is from Davenport, Iowa, and Brian Woods is from Denver, Colorado, and he's as old as we are. Do we know this guy?
I don't know. Where do you
He
grow
looks
up?
very, very familiar.
It was awesome. Everything about it, the spooks, the acting, the gore, there wasn't too much gore, but it was just the right amount. All well done, extremely well executed, and I highly recommend it. So
Well, I'm glad you were tricked.
yeah, me too. I'm fine. I'm glad that I got around to it, man. Like it's just I love these pleasantly surprising like horror movies that like it just doesn't get the credit, right? They just kind of they're out there. You kind of like hear about them, and then they just fall off your radar, and then you finally see them. Like, whoa, why did I waste my time watching some of these other movies? Like I should have been watching this. Let's get
Peter,
into our,
it's about that time, isn't it?
it is.
Yes! Yes!
Yes.
Oh! Oh!
Yes.
Oh! Oh, God. Oh.
I'll have what she's having.
Yeah. What are you having, Ryan?
Well, by the time this comes out, I'm probably gonna finish all 6 episodes. But Knuckles comes out on the 26th.
Yep.
And with the news that Keanu Reeves is gonna be Shadow the Hedgehog, I have a feeling the Knuckles series kind of leads up into Sonic 3, and we might get a little teaser. But everybody keeps on telling me Shogun, and I think I would recommended that at one point, but I gotta fall back on my word. I gotta catch up on the series because every time I put it on, I just kind of fall asleep. But I heard it's good, and I just gotta do it. So
nice. Yeah, I don't know when I'm gonna get around to Knuckles or Shogun, but I started watching this series on Netflix called Three Body Problem, which at first I was like, I just do not understand this title. Makes no sense to me. And even the concept was just kind of weird. Like there's like this weird like virtual reality game thing they play, and I don't know, just really confusing, but enough like in a good way where I was like, I need to check this out. And it's actually it's good. It's by the guys that did Game of Thrones, and it's very sci-fi. There's a lot of like it's a period piece, but also set in present time. So there's a lot of jumping back and forth, which I think works that well. Like you're getting this kind of whole backstory, and like you see how far back this goes. But it is basically how it starts is like, you know, like they're trying to communicate with other planets. And then it jumps into this whole thing with physics where like physics is doing things that physics should not do. And then this weird virtual reality game pops in, and I'm still trying to figure out what is going on. I have not finished it yet, but it's pretty well written. Each episode, I'm like, oh, I get a little bit deeper and makes me want to keep on watching. And so Three Body Problem is what I want to watch. And then I won't explain what that means because you find out like in one of the episodes, I think like the second one. So you don't really have to wait long. And I was like, oh, okay. Now it's actually a good title. I get it now.
Now it makes sense. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's just a science thing. So I don't think it's really.
Before we go, you know what piece of news we keep on forgetting to bring up in the podcast?
What's that?
They're making a live action Ronin, Ninja Turtles Ronin movie.
We talked about that last time.
Did we? I forget. I blend my reality sometimes. I was just excited about it. So,
me too, buddy. Me too.
All right. It's late.
It is. It is. Let's go dream about that and just the hopes that it actually happens.
Oh yeah, we were talking about it being Jim Henson style. Yeah.
Yeah.
My God.
All right, Ryan. It's been fun. It's late. Let's go, Avs.
They're winning.
Yeah. And until next time.
Pew pew out.